Hey guys, my name is Carly Burns. I am 19 years old and I'm from Sydney, Australia. A few of you will know me as the girl off Instagram. I'm a fitness and health enthusiast, a personal trainer, a dancer, and I absolutely love to travel. I am probably Bali's local bikini girl. So pretty much I'm new to YouTube, and I thought for my first video I'd chuck up a vlog about how I started my fitness journey and gotten to where I am today, and a few of the struggles I had to go through. I'm stepping a little bit outside of my comfort zone right now, but you know, I think that this will give you guys a little bit more of an understanding of who I am, you know, and I should never be ashamed of that whatsoever. So basically my fitness journey started when I was 13 years old in high school. I went to an all-girls Catholic school where I was lucky to be awarded a scholarship for dancing, which was absolutely incredible. I've always loved to dance and it's been a huge passion of mine. Getting that scholarship opened quite a few doors for me. I was in the school dance team and contributed to a lot of programs and events that had gone on. A lot of girls didn't seem to like that I'd be chosen to be in the older girls dances or have some of my creative ideas thrown into the whole concept. So out of that, I started getting bullied. They thought I was too sure of myself, too cocky, and maybe just really wanted to hammer me down a little. So it kind of started there. You know, I was called names, I was made fun of, and then it slowly progressed. It got to the stage where I was surrounded at school, being kicked and punched by older girls in older years. I had a full door of graffiti in the girls' bathroom telling me how I should end my life, how worthless I was, that no one liked me, calling me every name under the sun. You know, I remember in year 7, it was open day, and every photo on the wall in my homeroom, my face had been gouged out with pins. My school locker was broken in numerous amounts of times, my wallet stolen, my phone stolen, all my books trashed everywhere. It got to the point where it really started to deteriorate me. You know, I lost all my confidence, I lost my self-worth, and I lost the girl I was. You know, I didn't have that spark anymore. I remember my grandma, who is 70 years old, used to have to take me to and from school every single day because I was so scared that I was going to get bashed or something was going to happen to me. You know, she did that for, I think, a whole 8 months. Getting out of year 7, I went into summer. So it was summer holidays, and so that was a whole 6 weeks off school, and that was the best thing that I could ever think of. And I was praying to God that my bullying and everything that I was going through was going to stop. But did it? No. So other girls from other high schools got a whiff of what was going on and thought they'd continue it. So basically I had other people treating me like complete shit, you know, calling me horsehead, calling me everything. I was so paranoid. It was horrible. You know, it got to the point where my best friends even had to turn their backs on me because they didn't want to be associated or affected by the bullying. And that's sad, and you know what? I don't forgive them for that because I know how much I struggled, and I would not want any of them to go through what I had been through. So in that summer, my mum, my nan, and my cousin became my best friends. They became my backbone, and I was with them 24/7. And you know, I don't regret that at all because those times have really made our bonds so amazingly strong. They are the ones that got me to where I am today. You know, because I was at a point where I would absolutely hate waking up in the morning. You know, like it was such a struggle. And every single time that I'd open my eyes, I didn't want to be here anymore. Alright, so then I went into year 8 and I was hoping that everything was going to get better, but it really didn't. I continued to cop the hate. It probably just got worse. I remember I got just to one point where I couldn't take it anymore, and I called my mum, and she came to school, she picked me up, we emptied my school locker, and that was the last I saw of that place. My mum's focus at that time was just to make me happy, to find that old Carly. So with that, it became the Easter holidays. My mum booked for us to go to Bali. So that was an amazing time for me. It just gave me some downtime. So it was Easter holidays. Mum booked 2 tickets for us to go to Bali. So that so after leaving school, Mum booked Bali for us. It was just a chance for me to get my mind off everything, to just have some fun, to feel free, and to not feel like I constantly had to watch my back. So we went to Bali, and I remember Mum and I found the most beautiful white bikini, the most beautiful white crochet shorts, and a little over-the-shoulder bag. And I was so excited to get back to Sydney. It was still warm at that time, and rocket down Maroubra Beach. I remember I'd put all my stuff on the grass with another girlfriend of mine, and we went for a swim. And I came back out of the water, and all my stuff was gone, and it had been stood on and it had been rubbed in the dirt and thrown in the bin. So it was destroyed. There was just little nasty things that were not called for, you know what I mean? Like, at all. It was just crazy. So from that, I ended up back in Sydney, and I had no school to go to. And I loved dancing, and my dream was to go to the school called TDHS, but it was way too expensive, and I knew my parents could never afford it. But somehow they did. They worked more hours, they got a second job, they wanted to do everything they could just so they could send me to the school of my dreams and make me happy. They sacrificed so much for me, and I will forever be grateful for that. So now I was at this amazing performing arts high school where I was dancing 3 hours a day and doing 3 hours of normal schoolwork, distance education. I had 70 kids in my whole school and 10 in my year. So it was quite small, but again, amazing. I loved it. The one problem though was, because it's such a selective school, all the kids are from all around Australia, so I have to travel quite long distances every day to get to school. So on the weekends, I'd still be alone. I'd still be isolated. So with that, I decided to join a gym. My mom got me a membership, and basically all my spare time, I was in there just keeping my mind off everything. I was a massive fan of the treadmill. That's all I probably knew. But I was in there. It was keeping me occupied. Slowly but surely, my confidence started to improve, and people around the gym were willing to help me. I had a few amazing personal trainers coming up to me, giving me a few tips, and I would watch others around the gym and try and mimic and copy what they were doing. So basically, I got into resistance training, HIIT, boxing, all the classes, and I absolutely loved it. I found that I was spending nearly every second of my spare time at the gym, and my mental state was improving like no other. Those good endorphins were releasing, and this was my happy place. I felt safe, I felt strong, and it was my chance to release all the stress, anger, and anxiety that had built up inside of me. So with that consistent training, that consistent dancing, my mind frame was just improving by the second. I was surrounding myself with amazing like-minded people, and I was feeling like the old me again. I was getting in touch with that old Carly. So with that, people started noticing that my body was improving, and I looked happy and fit and healthy, and they wanted to know what I'd been doing to achieve that. And I'd give them the advice that I'd been given and pass on all the tips and tricks I had, and people were super appreciative of it. And I thought, you know what, this is pretty cool. Maybe I could just make training and dancing my career. So I started getting into Instagram, I started taking some photos, getting some content, and I started having pages shouting me out, and slowly but surely my following was starting to build. I was super lucky that Lorna Jane had actually spotted me when I was 16, and she flew me to Brisbane and I did my first proper photo shoot. I remember I had this amazing 2-page spread, and it was such a dream of mine. To meet Lorna Jane was incredible. She was such a big inspiration at the time. So with that being said, I continued with my Instagram, getting all my posts and photos, and then I got into year 12. I did my HSC, my certificate 4 in dance, and my certificate 3 and 4 in fitness in the 1 year. I was a busy little bee, trust me, but it was so worth it. I loved every second of it. So I guess, yeah, I got all my credits, and I was a fully certified personal trainer and dance teacher. And once my certificate 4 in dance finished and I finished my graduation, I started personal training clients out of Fitness First Bondi Platinum, and then really started putting all of those practices in place. So basically, that's a little insight of my fitness journey and how I started. You know, what I believe is that age is not a factor in ambition. I have some big aspirations, and one day I plan on achieving all of them. You know, I wake up at 4:30 most mornings to train my clients, and then finish, get my training in, go and work on my online training platform. I'll then go back to the gym, train my clients. Some days I absolutely don't walk into the door until 10:30 at night. But you know what? I love it, and I know that it's all going to pay off. You know, your dreams don't become reality unless you're willing to work for it, unless you put in the hard yards, and that is exactly what I'm doing. You know, a lot of people could say that for a 19-year-old, I should be going out, I should be getting drunk, having fun with my friends, you know, doing all that type of stuff. And in moderation, I'll go out and have my sneaky cocktail and get all glammed up. But, you know, that isn't a priority of mine, and that doesn't make me necessarily feel good. I love waking up fresh of a weekend, smashing out a coastal walk, catching up with good friends of mine who love to train, who love this fitness. One thing that also really helps me was the friendship base that I had built. Being in this industry and being able to surround myself by such amazing mentors has really, really helped me. I've been fortunate to have some incredible people walk into my life who just were willing to help me, who saw a little spark inside of me or saw that potential, and they thought they could give their advice. And for that, I am forever thankful. My knowledge has grown immensely. You know, some of my best friends I've only known for 1 to 2 years max, but it feels like I've known them for a lifetime. You know, it's funny that I live in an area where I still get bullied. You know, it didn't just stop when I was 15, 16. I still get it every single day. You know, there's still girls that think it's funny to go out and mimic me on all forms of social media just so they can think they can get a good laugh out of me and think that they're going to run me down. But you know what? That just strengthens me. At the end of the day, you're in control of your emotions. You're in control of where your life leads you. It is up to you whether you want to surround yourself with negativity or distance yourself from it. You know, I'm a big believer in karma. What goes around comes around. I believe in positive energy, positive vibes, and that is all I'm willing to give out, because I know you get it straight back. It comes around in a complete 360. You know, I may not have had a massive group of girlfriends growing up, but you know what I've got now? a few close, amazing friends who will have my back no matter what. I have a strong family base, and I have a pretty exciting future ahead of me, and I have my happiness and my health. So with that being said, this is a little bit about Carly Burns that maybe you didn't know. And yes, it has been a pretty big fear of mine to chat about my feelings and to get my story out. But how I see it, if I'm able to positively impact someone's life because of this video, then that's all that matters. You know, all I want is to be able to inspire as many people as I can. So with all that being said, thank you so much for everyone who has supported me through my journey. It has been one crazy hell of a ride, and I'm sure I've got many years of that to come. But all of your support, your amazing comments, your amazing feedback, likes, everything, it never goes unnoticed. And I do read and I do appreciate it all. Keep it all coming, keep all that positive energy there, and I will catch you next vlog.